Hello, everyone. Okay, today's the day. We finally got the rework of Tanglewood Drive. A lot of people were looking forward to this, but also a little bit hesitant because obviously Tanglewood has a certain prestige. There's a certain looping spot that everyone was very nervous about changing. So what we're going to do today is we're going to hop into Tanglewood and we're just going to go throughout the house. We're going to start in the bedrooms and we're just going to look at the changes to everything, work our way through, and then I'll give my opinion about Tanglewood and the redesign. I played it a bunch today. I did a couple runs on professional. I did a couple no evidence runs. I did a couple no smudge runs. It was actually a lot of fun. So let's get in. Let's check it out.
All right, we're here.
We are here. Let's take a look at... I don't really need a smudge. I put it on such low threads, basically amateur. Let's take a look at the neighborhood. Ooh, a nice snowy night. That's quaint. Neighborhood is still very similar. It's now one-story homes instead of two. This is the big change. House itself looks better. It got a paint job. They got a landscaper, finally. They'd been so bland before, so that was nice. They put out here a little investigation buddy. I think I'll be taking him in on the rest of my investigations. It'd be funny if he made a noise, but unfortunately right now he doesn't. Okay, let's open up 6 Tanglewood Drive. The door opens the wrong way. I mean, come on! That's okay though, we'll get past it. Hallway, you can see very similar layout, and the house itself, all of the rooms are where they used to be. Nothing has changed layout-wise. It's just the furniture, and then obviously the very big, obvious loss of a kitchen island. We'll get into that one a little bit later. He's still here. The light switches have changed a bit. So the first room that we're going to go into is what used to be the boys' bedroom. You'll notice now that it is a puzzle room. I don't think much has actually changed here. I always thought the boys' bedroom was really inaccessible because of the bed, and now it's about the same. It's just where you can walk swapped from left to right. It's now an old person's home, or someone with a limp. You'll notice there's no real pinch spots, and by that I mean hiding in a pinch, or concealment spots. There's no pinch spots in here other than the actual hiding spot, so if you have the hiding places turned down low, and hiding place is blocked, there is nowhere to break line of sight here in this room. So if you're in here and the ghost comes in, you're going to get whacked unless you got a smudge. You'll also notice the hiding places, if you have them turned off, instead of filling this space with something, they're just going to lock the door. So you can't come in here anymore. You kind of squeeze yourself in and hide. If it's off, you're not getting in there. So this is a bad bedroom to be in if the ghost starts hunting. What was that noise? Whatever. Okay, next room, the guest bathroom. There's a nice change here where they opened it up a bit. If the ghost room is this room and you have a couple of people, this is really nice to have a little bit of extra space so that you can all be doing stuff together. So it's cool that they opened it up. There is a small pinch spot right here. It's not great. It might work. Probably more than likely it won't. But if you do get trapped back here, at least you have something. Okay, the closet has changed from there to there. The nursery has changed a bit too. It's now for a little bit larger of a child. You'll notice there's no music box here, and instead of the music box is now a voodoo doll, which is down here, right next to another pinch spot. It's an okay pinch spot. It'll work from time to time. There is, however, a much better pinch spot right here. This is going to work a lot of the time. More times than not, I think this pinch spot is going to save you. So that's nice. It's a little bit of a buff to this room. Although, I think where the diaper change here was like right here, this almost always worked, so. Okay, what is that? What's that? Whatever. Anyway. This ghost is getting very lippy. Alright, the cursed mirror is still here. Same spot. The master bedroom got a big buff. By big buff, I mean it got its first hiding spot. Used to be the... I've been killed in this room more than any other room. And because if you're down here investigating and the ghost starts hunting, there's nowhere to hide. You would have to come into the bathroom, you'd have to go snuggle by the toilet and hope that the porcelain throne was enough to keep you safe. But now we have an actual hiding spot, so that's a big buff to this room. Oh, that's normally in the closet. I wonder how that got there. Also, the another change. Okay, not a mare. Oh, never mind. The music box is now in here. All right, that's all. There's no pinch spots in this room. It's just the one hiding spot. But better than it used to be, for sure. The other room that got a significant buff is the living room. So the layout is almost identical. Obviously, the furniture has changed. The tarot cards are now over here. You've got the if you're good enough loop spot, which I never was. But the problem with this room used to be that if you were in here doing something and the ghost started hunting and you were in the kitchen or in those bedrooms, you had to beeline it out of here ASAP because there was nowhere to hide. Now you've got a pinch spot, and it's actually pretty good. I've used it before. I've had the ghost come all the way out here and then double back, and it didn't see me. So that's a nice buff to this room. I think it was needed. Beyond this point here is where everything changes. There's significant changes to every other room in the house. And it may not seem like there's a big change to the garage, but I think there is. This room got a little bit of a change. The same change that the bathroom got, this room got, where it got expanded out. So if this is the ghost room, at least there's some space to do stuff. The garage changes. Obviously the furniture and all of the furnishings have changed. There's a lot of small things for the ghost to interact with, which I like. The monkey paw is now in here instead of the dining room. It's now on this bag of mulch. The hiding spot is moved over there. If the circuit breaker is in the garage, it's going to be right there on this wall. The biggest change is this car. And it may not seem like a lot at first, but once you start playing, you realize you can see the ghost really well through here, but it doesn't break line of sight. So you can use this as a loop spot. It's a legit loop spot now. You can watch the ghost through its flicker. You can watch the characteristics. You can use this hallway as a gin test. It's a much better loop than it used to be, because before you were just looping it to get out. Couldn't see what the ghost was doing. You had to go off of, your hearing and so this is a big, in my opinion, it's actually a very big change to the garage, and I like it. I approve. Oops, wrong button. Okay, moving on. It's time to break my heart. Let's go check out the kitchen. The island is gone. R.I.P. to the island, which I loved. I mean, I learned how to loop at this kitchen island. I learned how to play Phasmo at this kitchen island. So for it to be gone is a big deal for me. So let's pour one out. R.I.P. Kitchen Island. They pretty much talk about a debuff. They neutered this kitchen big time. There is nothing. You can't do anything in this kitchen. There's nowhere to hide. Maybe right here. Help me, potato. So if the ghost starts hunting in another room, get out of this kitchen. Don't be anywhere near here, because you're not going to survive. Alternatively, the dining room got a huge buff. I mean, this is a great looping spot now. This breaks line of sight, but you can watch the ghost the whole time. So what was really nice about the kitchen island, which I still think is the best possible looping spot that they've had, what was great about it is it was tall enough that it would break line of sight of the ghost, but you could still see the ghost model for the most part, unless it was one of the floor models. So you could always interact, and the no evidence runs built around this kitchen island. The other way was it was short enough that you could break line of sight by cornering. So you could get a ghost to track you to see if it speeds up, then you could break line of sight with a corner really quick, pop back up to re-engage it. The kitchen island was great. This still allows you to do that. It breaks line of sight so the ghost can't see you, but it's long enough that the ghost isn't right on top of you during the hunt. And if the loop goes sideways, you can dip out. Same way, break line of sight, and then you've got two egress points. You go downstairs in the basement, or you go back into the garage. So I really like the dining room table buff. It's also got a bit of a pinch spot here, but it's not great. Now we go down into the basement, and First thing that I really like about what they did to the basement is they moved the box right there. So now when you come into the house, if you forgot to check where the box was going to be or you just don't know, open this door and you know immediately if it's in the garage or downstairs because you can see it. It's small, but I really like it. Ta-da! I like the train set too. I just think it's fun. We've got the summoning circle down here. We've got the Ouija board down here. The hiding spot has moved over here. This is a loop spot, but it's not great. It's good if you've got a floor model, if you've got the child ghost, or if you've got a crawl ghost. It's really nice to be able to see it still. If they don't have line of sight on you through this, this is really good at breaking line of sight. The problem is it's so long. So if the ghost is here and it's catching up and you have to sprint, this is where I lose it. You lose your sprint right here. So if the ghost is following you, you have to make it all the way up these stairs with no sprint, and then you have to break line of sight and hope to, pop around here and that the ghost doesn't randomly wander in here. I've done it a few times successfully, but this is not. It's not an easy place to escape, so hopefully you don't get caught down here. But I think that the rework of this garage or the basement is pretty phenomenal. I love it. Good job on that. So I think the question burning in everyone's mind, is it improved? Is it new and improved? Or is it just new? So the answer to that, I think you have to first answer, what made Tanglewood so great to begin with? Well, for me, as a new player, what I loved most about Tanglewood was that it was small, so I could get to the ghost, find the ghost from fast, get evidence quicker, but also there were so many places to break line of sight. There's no long corridors, there's no giant empty rooms. You could get out of there quickly to survive, because that was one of the things I struggled with first as a new player, was just surviving, because I didn't understand all of the cues on when the hunt was starting, and I didn't know how to loop a ghost or anything like that. So that's why I love Tanglewood. And then as I grew into a more advanced player, the looping spot, the kitchen island. Now, let me backtrack a bit. So did they at least maintain that for new players? And I think yes, of course. The map is the same layout, so all the line of sight breaking points are there. It's still very easy for a new player to collect evidence because it's a small map. And I think they improved because they have added hiding places in areas that would absolutely get you cornered before. The master bedroom and the living room, you could get totally cornered in those two rooms. So to have two new hiding spots, or at least a hiding spot and a pinch spot, is pretty good. I think they have made it better in that sense. And now come to, as a more advanced player, you're here for a no evidence run, you want to use a kitchen island. Can you still do that? I don't think there is one looping spot in this game that is better than the island was, or even as good as the island was, but I think there are a lot of, the three of them combined are better than just the island. And the reason I say that is because if you had a kitchen ghost, that pretty much killed the island for you, because there's no way to get, aside from, you stay in the living room, you loop it in the living room, and then you transition to the island. There's no way to get into the kitchen once the ghost starts hunting, except by getting it into a different room, right? And then you sneak over here and you get to the island, and then at that point, the hunt's over. So the kitchen island, the main weakness was if there was a kitchen ghost. Well, now that weakness is lessened because you have 3 total looping spots. If there's a kitchen ghost now, you go into the garage. You sit in the garage, you have your nice long gin test, and you can loop it successfully around that car. You still have your gin test in this spot, right? That was one of the other strengths of the island, is that you could call a ghost from the back rooms pretty easily. Well, you can still do that here, and I've done it a bunch of times. I love that you can see underneath. You can track the floor model ghosts on this one and the train set, and the ability to break line of sight and run when something goes wrong is really nice for all 3 of these. So I think overall that the map is better than it was before. So I think the devs did a really good job of bringing us a new design on the map, but still keeping what made Tanglewood. So good job. The next video I'm going to do, we're going to be testing the 3 looping spots, seeing which one's the best. Look out for that video. If you haven't already, please click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.